Welcome to Seahawks-Talk, everybody. I'm Joe Stevens. This is we're joined here on Saturday by Platform246. Make sure you go and give him a subscribe. We're really thankful for him being here today. He's obviously the enemy, so we're gonna go behind enemy lines today, I
Man,
guess.
we are certainly going to do that. Good to be on with you, Joe. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's a pleasure. What's up to all the 12s that might be watching?
Yeah.
And again, of course, I am as you can see, definitely public enemy number one, a Niners fan through and through. I want to tell you, Joe, first, that was the best and worst entrance video I have ever seen as a YouTuber, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
That was an awesome video. I saw the Vernon Davis hit in there. Didn't like that.
I made sure that was
But just the whole everything else about it made my heart hurt a little bit. But it was a really cool video. That's really cool, brother. So we're kicking this off great.
Shout out Roscoe, I think his name is on Twitter. He's a 49ers fan. He actually made that for me.
Wow. Okay, we got to talk offline about how much he charged you because I literally need to get with him. Then I've been putting it off for a while, but yeah, that was awesome. But we're gonna say
Ryan with No Border Sports made me this little background deal. He's
That's
my guy.
Man, Ryan.
It comes on Wednesdays. He's super cool.
Okay, so he comes on Wednesdays. I know I'm sub to your channel. And folks, please definitely sub to Joe Stevens' channel. He is a great dude in many ways. I'm learning, and I haven't seen the two of you pop up together, but I'll definitely look forward to this Wednesday. Then he and I used to do a show every Thursday, but we just thought, we're just going to be stopping that for a while. There's a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, he and I were doing a show on Thursdays for a while, so that's cool. I'll check y'all's next episode out.
Yeah, so we'll do like last Wednesday was on his channel, and then next Wednesday will be on my channel. We'll flip-flop like that. And then we're gonna try to have some Rams and Cardinals guys come on to talk NFC West stuff. So we'll do like a West Wednesday.
All right, West Coast Wednesday, absolutely. West Coast. I feel you.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, you guys weren't actually public enemy number one last year. I'd say you're public enemy number two because Russell Wilson played in the NFL last year. So,
well, he is you all. He appears to be you all's eternal public enemy number one. Actually, yes, whether he's in house or out of house, he's definitely at the top of my list. No matter where he's at, he and his wife. So I feel your pain.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Anyways, you got any plans this weekend before we get into anything? Doing anything fun?
Avoiding the NCAA tournament. And I don't know if that pisses off anybody or any bettors out there in the world, any degenerate gamblers. But I'm not a fan of college basketball. I'm a fan of the Buckeyes. Go Bucks. Go Buckeyes. Screw the blue. Yeah, I'm an Ohio State fan through and through. I'm a Laker fan, so D'Angelo Russell played for there, and then he came to us. That was like a dream come true. That's much like Bosa coming to the Niners. Like a Buckeye comes to the Niners, I die usually. So especially when his name is Nick Bosa. But I hate, D'Angelo Russell took Ohio State like deep into the tournament, so I was into it like that. Maybe was that 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever. Outside of stuff like unless Ohio State happened to just miraculously get there, I cannot stand college basketball, and it's on everywhere, on everything for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to dodge that, clean my house like an aging person that I am, and sit here with you, bro.
Yeah,
what's your plans?
Man, I just scoreboard watch for the March Madness. So I'm always kind of rooting for Gonzaga. A lot of people in Washington, a lot of people on the west side where I am, the Seattle area, don't like it's like 50-50. Either you like Gonzaga or you hate Gonzaga, because it's not like we're rooting for the Cougars or anything, but I always root for the local teams, so. But yeah, man, I wouldn't have it.
Gonzaga, I think they had that nationwide. I think either people accept them and like them, or like you can't stand Gonzaga. you know, for most fans that I come across, I guess, or in the media, you know what I mean? So I could have just went up against UCLA if I didn't, you know, if I'm from LA. Well, I'm from actually California. Let's not get it mistaken, folks. Oh, and by the way, the Rams Stadium is not in LA. It's in Inglewood. So tell people in the world to stop saying that. I just want to make that clear. It's just in my mind. But I'm from California, you know, initially. I'm in Las Vegas right now. And I, you know, if it wasn't for Ohio State, I would like UCLA. And they just got, you know, their hearts ripped out by Gonzaga just the other day. So I think they're still playing now, and I expect them to probably be in the Final Four.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to see them win one, you know. So
they still haven't won one yet. Am I correct? Or have they won? Yeah, they keep getting to the goddamn title game in the Final Four and losing for like the last out of the, you know, off and off the last 15, 10, 20 years, whatever. Time flies. But,
like
yeah.
But yeah, let's get into some additions that the 49ers made. Javon Hargrave was a big one with you guys, right? Shoring up that interior defensive line.
And filled up my insights. Definitely filled my heart up. Well, we've taken it easy, and I appreciate you saying that, recognizing that. Tell Gino he's coming. Yesterday, big news. We're making big moves. We signed Zane Gonzalez, or traded Zane Gonzalez for 2025 picks, I believe, with the Carolina Panthers. So we basically own them now. We took their cornerback. We took their coach. We took their kicker. So, and we took, you know, their best player in the history of their franchise. I guess maybe you can debate that with Cam Newton, but, you know,
Steve Smith is my number one.
Okay. And so, yeah, I think that have to be actually, I would have to say Steve Smith is the best player in the history of their franchise. You're right. So Steve, CMC,
then
Cam maybe, or Cam, you know, he did take him to the Super Bowl, whatever. but yeah, we're taking a lot from them. And then we did sign also another corner from the Falcons.
I did see that.
He got one interception last year, so that's lovely. But that one, what's weird about that interception to me, but also not so weird, it's just poetic justice, is that interception came from the hands of James Richard Garoppolo.
Oh, was it?
He had one pick all year, and who threw it? See you later, sir. See you never, sir.
Yeah, you guys don't like him too much, huh?
No. It's about 50-50, or maybe it's a little bit different, but there is a big pocket, and I mean a large pocket of 49er fans who don't like him. They love him.
Oh, really?
They are obsessed with him. And I mean, to this moment, we have 49er fans on Twitter. Please follow Joe on Twitter. Pardon me. That's never want to cough on stream. Follow Joe on Twitter. Follow myself as well. Bam Bam LLD. BAM LLD. Sorry about the plug, brother. But yeah, on Twitter, there are 49er fans who literally changed their Twitter handles to, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo fan when he went to the Raiders or something like that, or their profile pic is now him in his Raiders jersey, and they're 49ers fans, you know. So they're not 49ers fans. They are Players fans. They're James fans. Correct.
Yeah.
So, I don't call him that. That's not his name. That's a nickname. So.
No, I'm a guy. I gotta root for the laundry in the city, man. I'm not a big player. I'm not a team hopper. You know, never have been, never will be. So, you know.
Yeah, I go for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey.
Exactly. But yeah, and then I see you guys lost Jimmy Ward and Emmanuel Mosley. So I guess those two D-backs you're talking about, I'm assuming they're kind of going to be filling in for them.
They are literally their replacements. Yeah, I think out in and outside of, you know, who we have on the roster already. And then if you pick up anyone, you know, later in the draft. But yeah, we don't have any more Jimmys on our team, no matter how you spell it. And I'm very happy about that. A lot of 49er fans also are not happy about the loss of Jimmy Ward. But like I said, I even have a name recognition thing with Trey Lance as far as him, working out, not to mention the picks and whatever. But it's him. I want him to succeed. But if he looks sucky when he gets his real opportunity, that his ass needs to go to. I don't care if Nick Bosa next year just forgot how to play football, then he needs to go too. I don't get attached really to any players. And a lot of we are a very passionate fan base. I'm sure you probably know that.
Yeah.
They get attached to players. We get attached to players as 49er fans. And Steve Young is my all-time favorite player, second all-time favorite athlete after number 24 in the other game, basketball. So rest in peace. Steve Young is my favorite player of all time. If he wasn't good, I would have been pissed. I mean, he wouldn't be my favorite player, a 49er of all time. I don't get attached to players at all, really. I love every single player. I respect every single player that comes to any team that I root for, because I'm a die-hard nut sports fan. And I've raised 2 teenagers who are now the same, teenage boys. You know what I mean? So I'm really a sports person. I'm a YouTuber now because of sports. So I don't care who the player is. I don't get attached to him. But when Jimmy Ward left, he's our longest 10-year 49er. Oh, how could they let go of Jim? Just give him 1 more year deal. No, he doesn't want to play corner. He wants to play safety. They don't want him to play safety and all kind of other things. And he's now at 30. And
I did hear some weird things about that. I heard that he did. Yeah. I just thought it was odd that he wanted to play. What was it? He was a safety before and didn't want to play corner. I thought that was kind of odd.
As safety. He's played every position in the secondary. What's up to everybody, by the way? They're saying what's up to you. We got Jess. We got Brian Cope. Happy Saturday. Yes, he was drafted as a safety. He's been everywhere, all over the secondary for these 9 seasons he's with us, and now he wanted to go back to safety. We had him at slot last year. He was very effective at slot after we lost Shark, and he wanted to play safety. And Kyle doesn't want him to play safety, and apparently neither does Steve Wilkes. So you have to do what they want you to do, or you have to go. And now he's gone. Exactly. So a lot of our fans are very upset about Jimmy Ward. And I understand that more than James personally, but I still don't give a damn about either situation, honestly. Or just next man up.
I'm looking at all the players you lost. It seems like there's a few, but the 2 that I circled, one that I wanted to see the Seahawks to target, the other one I knew they probably weren't going to. I really wanted the Seahawks to get Azeez Al-Shaair. I mean, I thought he was the man. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but when we played him, I put him just as good as Greenlaw, for sure.
You're not wrong. If there was a young player that left this year that maybe singed me just a little bit, it would be Azeez. I think he has a bright future. I think he's right in line with Greenlaw. Greenlaw may be a bit faster than him. Greenlaw sometimes could be shot out of a cannon. So, but he may just be a hair faster than him, maybe. But Azeez I think was a big loss, and he's a big locker room loss. He was like the little brother of the linebacker core, I think. Now they all lost their little brother. So you're right about that. If they would have got him, I would have been very upset. If you would have got him.
I just remember watching him the last couple of years and going, God, who's that number 51? I didn't even know his last name because I couldn't even. You just see the dash on the back. And I was like, man, I got to get that 51. And then I see that he's a free agent this year, and I'm like, oh, dude, that would be so badass. But no, we got Devin Bush instead. But he's a young project.
I think he was good coming out of college. That's from Chicago, right? I think he was playing for Chicago.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay, thank you.
Another linebacking city,
Yeah, another big linebacking team is Pittsburgh. They do crank them out there. So damn, I didn't even realize that you all got Devin Bush. That sucks. He'll be running around after for a while.
After we go through yours, I guess we'll just talk about, because the Seahawks made some pretty big signings too, and we had a couple small losses. I mean, I don't think with our run defense the way it was last year, we lose anybody on that front seven. I don't think it's that big of a loss, to be completely honest with you. I mean, you guys played us; you were able to run it down our throat. So, and then sorry, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, but I appreciate the honesty. Like I said, earlier, Russell's my number one enemy of all time because you all have owned us with him. So honesty is the best policy, bro.
How about Emmanuel Mosley? You guys lost him too. That's just another bigger name that I noticed. I noticed that he was another guy whenever we played. I probably watch the Niners about 5-6 times a year, but 2 of them I pay really in-depth attention to because it's against the Seahawks. And it seemed like those 2 guys, Mosley and Al-Shaair, always had our number. So,
E-Man was another loss, kind of more for our heartstrings. He was oft injured. Let's just keep it 100 faithful. He was often injured. I mean, he missed, the entirety of last season, unfortunately. Hopefully he's healthy now. But I think that because of that, a lot of us feel robbed. I know I felt robbed personally. I think that's a selfish, a bad word to use. But I wish I could see him in a full season as he started to get better. He quickly got better. He came in as a rookie, got some time and was improving constantly. And you could see it in him. So I think that we all it's like a double-edged sword with him leaving, or however you want to, whatever metaphor you want to use. He can be really, really good, but he never played for us. He didn't play enough for us, so we didn't get to see it. So I feel like as far as him being lost, it's not as big of a loss on the field as it is maybe in our hearts, because he didn't play last year and we were in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, no, I got you. And then some additions you guys had. Obviously you guys lost Mike McGlinchey. It seemed like you guys didn't care for him too much anyways. So, okay.
Mike McTurnpike. Mike what's the
Turnstile.
Turnstile. Thank you. Yeah. Mike McTurnstile. His controller glitches all the time. It's like you're playing Madden and your controller dies, and Mike McGlinchey was your player. And he's just stuck in cement, or he's thrown to the ground by a man that weighs 70 pounds less than he. So I could not be happier that Mikey's gone.
And I couldn't be happier who he went to, if that's how it sounds.
There's some of that out there that from 49 fans too. Hey, now he's going to be blocking ORW. His career is going to probably not be. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. Excuse my language. That's kind of messed up. I appreciate it. Don't wish death on the man. I know he did have our number of Russell for a while, but now Mike's blocking his face side. So we'll see how good it is for Russell this year.
Yeah, we'll see. They got a new coach, but yeah, you guys added Javon Hargrave. That's scary. I'd argue that another scary one, just with. I talked with Ryan about this a little bit on Wednesday. The way that you guys just develop defensive linemen is almost the same way that we develop defensive backs, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys will get defensive linemen, they struggle elsewhere. They come here, or they come to you guys, they get paid, and then they leave, and then they're nothing again, which is the exact same thing we do with defensive backs usually. But I'm kind of – I'll keep my eye on Cleveland Farrell. He was that first-round pick for
he was picked right after Bosa. No, you're good. He was picked right after Bosa at number 4, if I'm not mistaken, in the same draft. So now we have bookends, number 2 and number 4 picks in the draft, and he went to Clemson, another pretty good lineman factory, or just outright NFL factory period. But he went to Clemson, and he played very, very well at Clemson. If I'm not, probably was with Trevor at that point in time, or Deshaun, one of the two, or both. But he was a really good player, and big time player coming out. He went to the Raiders, and the way I look at a lot of free agency is when you have certain levels of talent and certain levels of mentality. And I think he has a mentality too. After watching him interview when we signed him, you still need other players on the team, and that's something that Javon Hargrave actually said in his first interview with us, is that you can't win if you don't have a lot of good players. So Cleveland Farrell, yeah, he didn't get, he didn't. I don't. Would Nick Bosa have had 20 sacks or whatever, on another team with no one else to help him? He still didn't get a lot of help, but we underestimate Eric Armstead because we all want to see him get like 10, 11, 12 sacks and shit like that, like DeForest did, but that's not his game. Or at least let me not say I do. But, Bosa's an outstanding player. Anybody can be outstanding at any position, but you can't look your best and perform your best if there's not help around you. And the Raiders are horrible, and James will find that out soon. But the Raiders are horrible. They've been horrible. So maybe him coming over here with Nick on the other side, and now Javon Hargraves, 2 players over from him, and Eric Armstead right next to him, maybe he eats like it's Thanksgiving dinner. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. I mean, it's a scary front. It was scary last year. And they totally went and bolstered it with that Javon Hargrave signing. And like I said,
so.
What?
I think those. I'm sorry. I said I hope so. I hope you're right. Yeah, inserting those 2 in between and next to Bosa and Armstead, I think it could be a crucial line next year. I'm hoping so. And Randy's saying, yeah, it's he doesn't get into the players. It's just about hired guns, hired assassin, business decisions, not family members. Right. My family members are in California right now, but not in San Francisco. You know what I mean? They don't pay my bills, or what the fuck? No. No. Who has my heart is the red and gold. Since I was 7 years old, I'm 41 years old now. The red and gold has my heart. That color, that SF, that oval that surrounds it. That's what has my heart and my soul and my mind. Literally, is that, not the names that are on the back of the jersey and the faces that are in the helmets.
No, I feel that 100%. It's almost like I feel more attached to players that have already retired and have played here before than attached to players that are here right now, if that makes sense, because it's something I can go and reflect on and be like, okay, well, they're never going to screw me over. They're already done.
Right. There you go. Perfect.
But shout out to Bryant Cole. We were on Ryan's Friday Night Call-In show for like over 6 hours last night.
Shout out. That's going hard.
Yeah, and Bryant really kept it going. Like it was mostly Bryant and Ryan kept the whole thing going the whole time. Because we never
the Colts are a dangerous duo. So I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, I heard that she does trivia with him or something. They were talking about that last night.
Okay, yeah. Well, they do a lot. They're big in our community. Shout out to both of you. Shout out to you, Bryant. I still need to get with you on my hat, get my hat game up better, my merch game. But I'll hit you on Twitter. But yes, they're big in our community. We all love Bryant. Every 49ers content creator loves Bryant, honestly, and he supports everyone. So that's really what it's about. Not enough content creators support each other, I think. And I mean that, especially in the 49ers. Let me just say, we have it bad. We are nasty, cutthroat SOBs apparently in our content creator community for the Niners. I love you all though, but like for you and I doing a Seahawks Niner one, how could I do something with the sheep? I don't, or a cardinal. That'll just be weird. They don't even matter to me, or just do something in the air. Like everybody's trying to do this. It's fun, and everybody's trying to make it their business or their life, But this is, 5 years ago, this wasn't really as popular as it is now, and now, like I said, my sons do this with me. This is a really cool thing that people in the world can do, and I think that more content creators should, collaborate and help each other out.
Yeah, for sure. And Brian's been super. Honestly, the whole 49er community, like everybody in the chat right now is 49ers fans.
I know. That's such a Randy Jess, Bryant.
Yeah, it's so crazy how supportive they've all been throughout.
We
Because
all like it. I would say the content creator perform. The 49ers content creator community is very big. We have a lot of people who don't like that specifically because it can hold you back. Like you'll go live and there will be 4 other people that we all know each other that are literally live at the same time as you, plus maybe Ask Cone, what's up, Grant, or like Wayne Breezy or Eric Crocker or something, like or Matt Mayoko, maybe some shit. Like it could be a a big wig, as they say, as we've been saying. I've been seeing a lot on Twitter this week that could be live at that time, and it'll take away from your ability to draw viewers, even your own subs, let alone new ones. So it is a very, very, very big community. It's getting really popular among 49er fans. And a lot of them do collaborate with a lot of people, and a lot of 49ers fans, I'll tell you, Joe, we will take anybody from any team and collaborate with it. I can say that our community, while we may fight amongst each other a little bit, we will collaborate with all 31 others.
Yeah, it's been super cool because you guys have so many content creators, sorry.
Yep.
And the Seahawks, honestly, there's probably like 4. There's like 4
I feel you.
that are going live, and then you try to message them or whatever, and they never get it because everybody's following these guys, right? So it's hard to even go on with those guys just because they have such a big following already. And then it's like hard. And I'm not in it for like everybody to look at me. I'm just in this to have fun, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, it's really hard to collaborate with Seahawks fans because it seems like there are none on YouTube, at least, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Like for like I don't see any others, any other teams really. Like where are the Cincinnati Bengals content creators that are all over YouTube or Twitter or whatever? I know I'm in a vacuum at this point because I'm a Niners fan, but I would think that you would still be able to get out, branch out. I think that we're probably the biggest, if I had to guess. I could be wrong, but like I said, this is a big country with 32 teams. But if I had to guess, and trying not to be biased, and who cares if we are the biggest, but I think we probably are the biggest content creator community on YouTube among all football fans, all 32 teams, if I had to guess.
Yeah, no, before I had the balls to actually like get on and do this, because I was scared to death before the first time I went on and did this. I mean, and I've only been doing it 2 weeks. I've only been doing this 2 weeks, so
you wouldn't know it.
I
didn't know that. I mean, I know I'm old. Like I said, I'm old. So time moves fast. But I don't think it was just 2 weeks ago that we were talking about getting on. But maybe it was. But you seem very seasoned, my man. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Maybe it's been 3 weeks at the. It hadn't even been a month yet. I'll promise you that. But no. Anyways, I just go on and type in like NFL and then put live, and then I go NFC West and then put live to search so I could like see what other people were doing. And it was like mostly 49ers people, and I like kind of like commented, and I was like, God, they're all gonna hate me because I'm a Seahawks fan. But they were all, obviously I get shit all the time. Right. But it don't bug me. I don't mind people giving me shit,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's the internet. Shout out to Pale Time. Pale Time's in your comments. See, that's another sheep fan. Respect to you, brother. Much love to you on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out. He actually came on my channel last week.
I would love to get on with you at some point in time, Pale. You see what I did there? But yeah, we'll give you some shit, probably. And I like to get it back.
Yeah, pause. Exactly. And that's how I am. So at the game, I'm not necessarily a shit talker. So Monday through Saturday, I won't really talk shit much. I mean, it doesn't. Sunday when I'm at the game, I mean, I will talk shit, but it's respectful. And I expect, like, say we get a first down, I'll give you a high five, but I expect you to do the same exact thing back to me.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of that go, like you said, about being a podcaster now, a streamer, a YouTuber, content, whatever we all are called now.
Yeah, whatever.
If you're not ready to take, criticism, if you're not ready to have people act the ass, as our man Randy is saying, just make sure people mouth off to you, and are disrespectful, you come back at them respectfully, and they feel like garbage. Like just like one of my last live streams, somebody asked me, "Do I like men?" Or he asked me, "Was I gay?" And clearly I'm not. And I didn't, but I don't care. I've had many men hit on me in my lifetime, but I was like, yeah, I'm like, no, maybe that's what you would like, but I apologize, I'm not. You know what I mean? And I just kept on. And then the person just always, he asked me like 3 times. He was trying to fuck my chat up or whatever. And my people was, one of my people were like, "You want me to get on him?" One of my mods, I was like, "Relax." They were like, "You want me to throw him out?" And I'm like, "No." Then eventually the person just left. So Randy is saying that 100% correct. If you're doing this, you got to be able to take a little bit of trash talk, a little bit of, crap, give it back, but be respectful. But it's you got to remember too, this is the internet, and to me, I'll just hit that person. That's really what I did. I was like, if you like, sir, you can come on and we can talk about it.
Yeah, I tried that.
They don't want to do that.
No,
you dig what I'm saying? Because it's not easy to do this. Even though, imagine being on TV or being in front of a live audience. Even this is not easy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people need to respect that and understand that this is not easy. And if it was easy, every single person in the world would have a YouTube channel, a failing channel or a thriving channel, whatever. So remember that too. If somebody starts messing with you, invite them on. Invite them on to talk to you about it and watch their name disappear.
I think we tried that last night. So we were doing that live stream. It was Ryan. Corey Davis was on there. Do you know Corey Davis? He's an older guy.
That's my man, Corey. Yeah, shout out to Corey.
I like Corey a lot. He's super cool. I told him if he ever feels up to it and the Niners are playing here, I'll take him to the game. So but anyways, yeah, there was some guy just talking shit in the comments, and I was like, Ryan, drop the link. Ryan, bring him on here, because it's for me. That's why, like, when I was obviously I've always wanted to do this. And like when I would comment, I would never be rude, because I understand that I didn't even have the balls to get on there and do it. So why would I talk shit? Yeah. But anyway, sorry for getting off topic.
No, you're right. You're perfect. And you are, like I said, first of all, at the beginning, and since I met you, you're a really good young dude. And that comes across very clearly. And then you saying that kind of doubles down on that. You said exactly right. You're not on there at that time showing your face, being vulnerable, putting your face out there for any random person in the entire world to come across.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not doing that at that moment. So take it easy on that person that is. You know what I mean? Don't be a literal troll. Don't be an ass. Don't be a child. That's what I said. Are you a child? I would just browbeat you. Really, I'm obviously very good with words.
Yeah,
so you can try if you want to, but
But yeah. So I'm sorry for getting us off topic here, but
man, it's perfect. This is great.
The Seahawks in free agency. I don't know if have you paid attention much at all to what they've been doing.
I told them I would love to. Let's get into your team's things. No, so as much attention I pay to other teams, and this is what I want a lot of our 49ers fans to know too. If you deal with me, nothing else matters about the 49ers to me. Literally, I don't like other teams. Shout out to you, Pale. I don't like other teams. I don't like other players. If I'm not attached to our players, I don't like players for other teams. That I don't give a fuck about Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Derrick Henry or or Ramsey or Sauce. I don't care. I hate everyone else that does not wear the red and gold. So I hate AR-12 with a passion. Like, I don't care about these people at all. Most people do, even including people that live in Green Bay. So I know. So I'll say all that. Long story short is I don't keep up with other teams, and unless the big moves, I know who went here. Blah, 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 when Russell left, But as far as what your day to day, real good, solid things I'm have to face, like I didn't even know that you guys had Devin Bush, which is not a happy feeling. So please enlighten me on what I have to look forward to next year. Nothing. I'll say nothing that you guys did slap my face and shit like that this year. You know what I mean? Other than Geno getting comeback player of the year, that was the last negative thing that you guys did to me. So in my mind so far,
should have won it.
Absolutely, goddamn Luli. Was Geno hurt last year? I don't even know because I don't care. Like I don't even pay attention. I'm tunnel vision on the night. Was he really hurt or what happened, or was he just not playing?
He just wasn't very good for a long time.
That's some BS. So yeah, now we gotta get the Webster's Dictionary version of what comeback player of the year is for the fans, so we all know for this upcoming season. But no,
I guess you could argue that he obviously hadn't started for 7 seasons, I think, since he was the day one starter. So I guess you could argue he was coming back because he hasn't been a starter in 7 years. But
2 minutes after it happened, it made sense to me. I moved on. So it's cool.
But
so let me know. So what did you guys do? Devin Bush.
Okay, so basically what we're doing is you guys ran against us. You know how we are against the run. We sucked against the run. So we got rid of Shelby Harris. He was actually one of our better defensive linemen last year. Cut Quentin Jefferson, another one of our better
I saw that.
defensive linemen last year. We let where is he? We let Al Woods go too. Cody Barton, who was our inside linebacker, he went and signed with Washington, which is totally fine with me because if you watched him like I did, obviously, you'd see that like 3 or 4 games he just popped off, right? And you're like, oh man, he's finally getting it, right? He's finally getting it. Nope. And then for the next 3 weeks, he'd do nothing, and then he'd have these 1 games. But so we got Draymond Jones from the. He is kind of like a 3 technique defensive lineman. And we signed him for 3 years, $51 million, but he's only got an $8 million cap hit. And I think we can cut him after the first year if he doesn't work out. This is like our first big free agent signing that we've had in a long time. We usually don't go out and do stuff like that because we're busy paying our own players, right?
Yeah, so I'm familiar with it.
But yeah, so the fact that we're actually just gutting our defensive line and actually doing something about the front 7 really shows that, they're trying to win now, if that makes sense. So we got him. I think he was graded as the, it was like the 5th best pressure rate when he only played 14 games, but in his 14 games, he had like the 5th best pressure rate on passing downs. So I'm really excited about that. We got Jay Reed back. I don't know if you remember him. Number 90.
No, like I said, I wish I paid more attention to the other individual players of teams that don't have $20-30 million contracts every year that aren't on ESPN, because I don't. Like I said, I really tunnel vision on the Niners. When I was younger, I knew like every single player in the NFL, like no BS, every single player for every team. But now I just don't look at it the same way, because as I get old, I just get sad with the fact that we don't win. So I'm just so focused on us. But you guys are making moves, I think, to solidify, like you said, your front 7 in division. And Farouk, I'm so sorry. Shout out to my man Ryan. What's happening, Ryan? And I know you.
What's up, Ryan?
Are you too tired of seeing each other?
What?
Yeah. Are you too tired of seeing each other? You guys have spent quite a bit of time with over the last 12 hours.
Ryan's been helped like no other when it comes to this. Like I said, there's been a few people that have helped me, and he has been like the number one. Absolutely,
he is amazing.
Yeah,
he really is. My man Ryan is, and please y'all subscribe to No Border. Subscribe to everybody.
Oh yeah,
No Border Sports. Subscribe to Joe, of course, here,
and Brian,
everybody in it, and Brian. Yeah, every single person in this comment section has a page, so subscribe to all of them.
Yeah. But no, anyways, we got Jay Reed back. He'll be a solid kind of bigger body up front, inside, interior.
Didn't you lose somebody big, like a big ass number 90 or something like that? Some big, huge guy. What, did you lose him?
That's Al Woods. He's our nose tackle.
Ryan.
Ryan was asking about him last night because I guess some of you guys were saying, "Oh, maybe he'll be a fit here."
Right.
He was an awesome locker room guy. He really was. But you got to look at this. He's 36 years old. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Okay. So maybe he's 35. I know he's on the wrong side of 35 for sure. He's not. But
might as well be 45.
The way I looked at it, so everybody praised him last year. Oh, Al Woods, he's the one bright spot, blah, blah, blah. And this is what I'm happy about the Seahawks did. They cut him. Because you know what? If you're the anchor of that defense, you're playing nose tackle, and you're 30th against the run, you can't get much worse. You can be 32nd. I mean,
right.
So I'm just happy with the rebuild. They're definitely trying to get younger for sure, and that's what I'm happy about. And that's one thing with the 49ers and the Seahawks they do, which I appreciate, is they get young talent and they develop them, and then they add a couple extra pieces. It's not like I know Payo's a Rams fan, and
but no disrespect, Payo.
Yeah, so they I don't like the way they did it. I just don't, because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, if that makes
excellent
sense.
Word of the day already. Sustainable.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. Look at them in the gutter right now.
Yeah, I know.
You got that ring. You're first. LA. Let's make that clear. Yeah. St. Louis owns the other one. You don't get any credit for it. But you got your ring. You bought your ring. And now you have buyer's remorse like a mother. So,
but one thing you do have to give the Rams a little bit of credit is a lot of people try to do what they did and they don't do it.
And it doesn't work. You're right. That's a good point. Excellent point.
Yeah. And that's one thing I will say. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that they do have a Super Bowl ring. And
yes, you can't take it away from them, no matter what.
Yeah, we haven't won a Super Bowl. This will be the next Super Bowl. It's been 9 years since we won a Super Bowl, and the Rams did 2 years ago. So you got to give them credit. They actually did something about it. But, you knew when they did that and they made all the moves, they were going to pay the consequences. And now it's showing right now, and you just got to live with it, right? So
I think a lot of people said that very early. That, okay, well, what about the aftermath? And I know did you try to make heavy of the fact that you haven't won a Super Bowl in 9 years?
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
Do you know how long? No, I'm just kidding. Do you know how long? Do you know how long it's been since I won Super Bowl, Joe?
94.
I was 12 effing years old, Joe. I now have an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old of my own, Joe.
I was -3 at that time.
Let's say you weren't even thought up at that time, right? They weren't even probably thinking about you at that point in time yet. It's they have it. They have the most recent one in our division. We know who's not even at the party, but they have the most recent one in our division. So no one can say anything until which one of either you or I make that otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the other guy doing it. So
they're not going to help us. They're not going to help us. It's up to you or I, Joe. Yeah. And yes, Brian Exotic Soy Sauce is a hell of a YouTube name. Hello to you.
That's not Exotic Soy Sauce. But yeah, no, getting back to it, we re-signed Drew Lock to be our backup quarterback, which I think is a great sign. I thought it was a great sign because I don't want to pick a quarterback at number 5 overall. It would actually piss me off because I tell everybody, if that SF wasn't on the side of that helmet, I would like that team. I would like the 49ers.
Thank you.
I like the way that they play football. I like the way that they didn't.
Me too.
They don't need an all-star quarterback, to basically make the Super Bowl.
We sure like to have one though, because we've had a history of them.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I mean, last season was amazing. I'm going to be honest. the fact that you guys made that deep of a run with a third string quarterback, and that's what I don't know if you heard me say it before. Maybe you've watched my stuff. I think Kyle Shanahan should have won Coach of the Year. I really do, and I think Pete Carroll should have been right behind him.
I have not heard you say that specifically, but I'm glad that I just did, Joe. Thank you for that.
So
and I would agree with Pete being very high. Who Dable won? It should have been definitely one of the three of them. I would definitely say that. Did they make the playoffs?
Who?
They did.
The Giants?
I'm sorry, the Giants. Yeah, they made the playoffs. So I would definitely say one of the three of those three of those gentlemen should have won it. I think it should have been Kyle.
But Ryan said, "Did we just become best friends?"
You have. If you got something to dip in that soy sauce, maybe.
Anyways, yeah. So we re-signed Drew Lock. I don't want to draft a quarterback till at least like the third round. I want to focus on our defensive line and our offensive line because that's where the game's won and lost, especially in this division, right?
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yo,
you want to thank you. You want to get a quarterback in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
So you would like to get Dak. Russell came in the third round, right?
Yeah.
You think that you're gonna Lumpia? Absolutely, Ryan. Russell came in the third round. You think you'll get Russell or Dak if you draft a quarterback in the third round?
See, that's what I'm hoping. We don't need Russell or Dak. Well, I don't think the Cowboys need Dak right now.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's my point. Yeah. Do you? I mean, why draft? I think if you guys don't take a quarterback in the first, I wouldn't want you guys to take one at all. That's like taking a backup in my mind. Or I don't know.
Only one, and I've been beating this drum. I've just been beating this drum, and people are probably getting tired of hearing it. I like Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee a lot, and he'd probably be a first rounder if it wasn't for he tore his ACL up towards the end of last year, so he's not going to be ready to play this season. I don't think, maybe especially the first half of the season, but you can let him sit behind Geno at least for this 1 year, and then you have that out after this year, right? And say he's good. Say you want to trade Geno, but it would be awesome to try to develop a guy behind Geno Smith.
That makes sense,
and especially without having the pressure of being a first-round draft pick. Oh, there's my guy. Corey's in here.
What's happening, Corey?
Corey's a good dude. If you guys don't follow Corey, make sure to go and follow Corey.
Please do so. And please subscribe to Ryan's channel.
Yeah. Basically everybody in the chat.
Ryan Cole. Exotic, do you have a channel? And then, of course, Joe and myself, if you don't mind. Joe, is the SeahawksTalk the name of the channel?
Yeah.
Exactly, just like that, right? Is it easy? Well, you said there's not many. I asked because you said that there's not many of you, so maybe it's probably not that hard if you do type that in. So please subscribe to Seahawks-Talk and to Platform246 if you're not already. Appreciate you all.
But yeah, sorry, I keep going off the rails with every player I say. Sorry about that.
That's what it's about. Don't even worry about it, my man.
But we signed Evan Brown. He's a guard from Detroit. He played center in college, and we are definitely going to move him to center. Our center retired this year, and he wasn't very good. It was, like you said, a turnstile in playing center. And then the other big one is Julian Love from the Giants. He's a safety.
Okay.
Now, this is where it kind of gets weird. So we have Quandre Diggs. He's our free safety, right? And then Jamal Adams, obviously, we sign him, which is probably one of the worst trades ever. And we got Ryan Neal, right, who actually graded as PFF as the best safety in the NFL last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then we got this guy. So we got 4 safeties. So the question people are asking is Jamal Adams going to even be on the team after June 1st, which is when they can save $8 million, or are they going to move him into kind of more like a positionless defensive player, if that makes sense, kind of like a hybrid linebacker safety.
Line of scrimmage.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest, dude, he sucks. He is not what we thought we were getting.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think he has been so far.
And he has He's a defensive back in the NFL, and he has the worst ball skills I have ever seen in my life. So, like you said, you don't pay too close attention to the Seahawks, right? But you see him twice a year. I don't know if he's ever dropped any interceptions against you guys.
Maybe one that stands out. Maybe one I could think of.
But there was one game against the Steelers 2 years ago. I mean, he's just running in, and the ball hits him right in the face mask.
Oh, wow.
And they go, "Oh, well, his finger's broken." Well, he didn't even put his hands up.
I mean, his hands up. Okay, so don't matter.
So, and then, so he played one half of football last year. He played the first game, and then he tore his knee up, right in the middle of the game. And he had a sure pick, hit him right in the face mask that game too. He has the worst ball skills I have ever seen in my life. The amount of drop.
He can make the team.
What?
You think he'll make the team? You think there's any chance you guys cut him?
That's what I'm thinking we might, which is gonna suck, kind of, just because of what we gave up to get him.
That's always the eternal battle on these teams. You know what you give up to get a player, and then what production you actually are able to end up getting out of them. Excuse me, before you inevitably move on from them.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing too about Jamal. So they made the mistake trading for him, right?
Yeah.
And then it's almost like they doubled down and paid him money. And it's like, dude, if it doesn't work, just let him go. I know it sucks. You're going to have to cut your losses. Hey, this didn't work out. Just say it didn't work out, if that makes sense.
I think every team battles with that, and we are no different in San Francisco. We've had plenty of players there. I think that, some of us may think we should have gave up on a year or so before, or that, we just gave up on. Just let walk out the door with somebody carrying their bags behind them. Number 69. Somebody that you draft third overall, I believe, was Solomon Thomas. Someone that you draft third overall, and then they just blah. Or then you also trade up into the first round at number 29 and take Reuben Foster. So teams make moves all the time. I think that they end up regretting.
Yeah, I just wish they wouldn't have doubled down on that one, because it's screwing us. It is. He's the only bad
contract after the trade.
It's the only bad contract we have on this team right now, and it sucks. I mean, we're not really paying a quarterback right now. I mean, we kind of are, but we're paying him so much minimal amount for what he is, that to be paying a safety $19 million a year that, for one, doesn't even play, but for two, when he does play, he just has you banging your head against the table the whole time. You're like, what is going on?
He's getting $19 million. That's a lot of money for someone who does not play a lot. Wow. And you aren't paying a quarterback. I know Gino got a deal, but if you look at other people in our division, Kyler, and just everyone, we know it's $50 million and all that crap right now, $45 million, $40 million, Lamar Jackson. What you could be paying a quarterback, what any team could be paying, you guys definitely have a good contract on your hands at the quarterback position. And you're bringing in a rookie likely, so you're not putting a lot of money there, but you are putting a lot of it into a safety who doesn't play. So that's
two safeties, because Quandre makes, I think, 13. Quandre makes $13 million a year too. But Quandre, I feel like it's worth it. Quandre's made the Pro Bowl the last couple of years. I mean, he's been a solid. The problem is we were spoiled for so long with Cam and Earl, and ever since they haven't been able. Well, Cam had to retire because of his neck, but ever since Earl left, it's like we've been searching to miss that void. Well, we're never going to get him again. I mean, that pair of safeties was insane.
They were a nightmare.
Yeah, and you have a guy. I mean, Cam could just play up in the box, and then Earl could just play center field. He was so fast. Right. I mean, it was insane. It was like lightning fast. But I think that's where a lot of Seahawks fans get mistaken, that we can find the next Cam Chancellor or we can find the next Earl Thomas, because we're not going to.
No, like you said, we hold on to a lot of times other players for teams that used to be there as opposed to the ones that are here now because they don't break our heart. And I'm sure Diggs and whatever the hell his name is break your heart every once in a while right now, as opposed to remembering how Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas ran through the league. So I can understand fans, pining for that, unfortunately, but they're not coming back. Steve Young's not walking back through our door.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you're spoiled for so long, and you guys were spoiled for a long time with good quarterback play, right? Between Joe Montana and then
that was ridiculous.
Having the truth between Steve Young and Joe Montana. I mean, could you imagine that? Just being like, oh, okay, well, which one are we going to go with? They're both Hall of Famers.
Well, Walsh and Seifert and the Shanahans and all them, they made that big choice, and apparently it was the right one at the right time. And then, like you say, Cam had to retire, unfortunately, due to injury. And then, Earl Thomas, they got rid of Earl Thomas as well, and now you're still searching for that replacement.
Well, it's just sad too, because Cam was the locker room guy, right? Before Bobby was the locker room guy, Cam was that guy where, if there was anything going on that, was kind of sketchy or whatever, Cam would be right there. And he'd back his boys up no matter what, right? So there was never any drama. There was never any drama. But then, when he leaves, it's almost like it all falls apart, because he's part of that glue that held everything together with all those personalities on that defense.
I would have to agree with you. He had that position, I think, on your team, and then Bobby Wagner, I think, took it over, like you said, afterwards.
And he did a hell of a job. But I mean, dude, when you got that many personalities on team, I mean, you got Mike Bennett, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, all in the same locker room. And then on the offensive side, I'm surprised they kept it together so well, because, you got Marshawn Lynch, who didn't want to practice. Marshawn didn't practice. It was written to his contract.
Or interview.
Yeah, and that was more funny.
It was funny. It still is.
But yeah, just the amount of personality. But yeah, we're never going to have a defense like that again. I don't think the NFL is going to see a defense like that again, just because of the rules and how they protect the quarterback, and how they protect the receivers too, just as much as they protect the quarterback.
Without question. And those devastating hits that Cam laid on some people, aren't really allowed, anymore.
No, and they were clean hits, and they were getting flagged back then.
Oh, absolutely, they were clean, but they were just vicious, So now there's nothing vicious about football anymore. We play flag in between the Super Bowl and the championship games now.
Well, I guess I'll kind of ask you a question, just kind of a spitball question. Who on the Seahawks are you most afraid of next year, if anybody?
Your rookie corner,
Tariq. Oh, sorry, wrong hand. Tariq. He's so cool.
Woolen is who I'm most afraid of. I stopped short of telling you no one, Joe, but I'm in your house, so yeah. Tariq, I would have to say Tariq Woolen. My two children are very, very, very big on him. At least I know one of them is. But they're a little different from me, and they actually respect other players for other teams. I'm gonna have to say Tariq is who I'm most afraid of. Him growing another year. Hopefully he doesn't grow another inch in height. But him getting a little bit better next season, and affecting Trey Lance's ability to pass next year.
The way I describe Woolen with watching him all year is, it's like he's built like Richard Sherman, but Sherman was never super fast, right? This guy ran a 4.2. He ran a 4.26 40, and you'll be watching these games, and he'll go, God damn it, he just got beat down the sideline. But nope, he catches right back up so fast.
He has a highlight reel already of that.
Yeah. Bryant Culp says he's most afraid of Kobe Bryant. I love Kobe Bryant. He played nickel for us last year, played in the slot, and
I like him.
I don't really have any problem with our defensive backs. I really don't. I have a problem with our defensive line. Yeah. Yeah, so Kobe Bryant, I think he'll take another step forward next year. Maybe he plays outside corner. Maybe he just stays in the slot because, I mean, a nickel back is really a full-time starter in the NFL nowadays. So
absolutely. Nickelback is really the fifth corner or fifth defensive back on the field pretty much at all times.
Yeah, and then No Border said he's afraid of DK. See, DK's kind of weird. DK's weird because he'll be. I mean, it's not like that. I mean, he'll. There's some games he'll show up and he'll just pop off, and then there's other games where it'll be like, what? Where is DK? And then he'll be fighting with somebody on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what. No, but the only thing is, I'm not as much afraid of DK is because I'm not afraid of your quarterback. No disrespect. I'm not afraid of your quarterback, right? So I'm not afraid of DK, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think everybody's been pounding the drum around here that we kind of need to use him more like a little bit of a Debo and just get him out in space.
Just get the ball in his hands.
He really is.
He literally is. Yeah.
I mean, you should see him before the games. I sit right on the tunnel, but during the game we'll sneak down to the we'll just go down to the front and watch him warm up. And DK will have his freaking shirt off. He's got like an 8-pack, dude. He's freaking jacked. He looks like Cam Chancellor, but plays receiver. If DK wants to switch to strong safety, I'd be fine with it.
It actually very much so. He does kind of remind you of Cam Chancellor a little bit, yeah.
Too much of this though,
he does talk too much. I think he annoys me, but most players do. But no, I just said he can have a big game or whatever, or he can catch one long pass, or he can catch 12 passes for 90 yards. I've seen him do both, but not to where he looked like Randy Moss against us or some crap like that. I don't expect that from him now because he caught Russell too late. Russell was already starting to decline, and now he had he did well, but now he has Geno. Who was serviceable last year, did a great job for you guys, but he's not going to be like Patrick Mahomes if he had DK.
No, and you guys probably, Geno didn't have great games against you guys. You guys smothered him, But the rest of the season, it was no downgrade from Russell the year before that or the year before that. I really think so. I mean, I think he's a good quarterback, and I think you'll see more flashes of it next year against you guys because he's played you a couple times now.
Right, I think so too.
That he will scare you a little bit more, if that makes sense. He's not Mahomes, he's not Allen, but Brian Culp said he would trade for Brian. I don't think he's up for trade. And then No Border Sports said you would trade for yourself.
Yeah, basically.
I'd say honestly, if we're gonna go questions reverse, I'd say the
yes, please. Who fears you? Who instills fear in you the most from our team?
I think, dude, I think Ayuk, at least on offense. Ayuk, it seems like Debo never plays against us. I don't know if he's always hurt. No, I'm being serious. It seems like he never really plays against the Seahawks. But I'm like you, like I don't watch the 49ers that much, but it seems like Ayuk is a dog,
I would have to agree.
I mean, and then defensively, it's definitely Fred Warner, just because he's that man is all over the field. I'd say Bosa, but I think Warner is more of a factor than a lot of people think.
I agree. He can intercept the ball, so and take it back if he needs to. So if he's not doing that, maybe he doesn't splash as much as obviously Nick Bosa or whatever. But even though he's an All-Pro and likely a future Hall of Famer, he's just consistent. So I think that he does get devalued a little bit, maybe, or doesn't get the credit that he deserves. So thank you for that, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah, I would agree with you.
He reminds me of Bobby, because Bobby was there. Bobby's not getting, Bobby's there to basically relay all the information to the defense, fill his gaps, and defend the pass. They're not sending him after the quarterback a bunch. I don't know about the Niners, but he's an off-ball linebacker. It's not like. But Randy wants to know who the Seahawks taking with that first pick. I believe so. I've said this a million times. My dream scenario is the Raiders trade up to 3 with the Cardinals, and they take Anthony Richardson, because it seems like an Al Davis or a Davis thing to do. Just take the most physical, athletic guy.
Yep.
You watch the combine, and then the Colts will probably take Will Levis. Quarterbacks will go the first 2. My dream scenario is the 4 players before us quarterback, and then we can get Will Anderson Jr.
That's what people keep saying. That's a lot of mock drafts I've seen. My dream is that doesn't happen. That you get him, but I think that it's likely that that's kind of what may happen, judging on the way things are playing out. I just wish you luck.
I hope. I really hope that if it's just Jalen Carter sitting there, I don't want to risk it with him. I really don't want to risk it. And I was telling people this last night. It's not the personal issues that bug me at all. Everybody makes mistakes. Like he was racing down the freeway, whatever. He's young, but it's the showing up 9 pounds heavier for his pro day and not being able to. I mean, that just screams like Albert Hainsworth to me.
I don't think we want another Albert Hainsworth on anyone's hands. Yeah.
Yeah. But
it just maybe shows his dedication or lack thereof to football. The fact that he would get in trouble in this important year of his life, the fact that he'll show up out of shape when being in shape is his livelihood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Sorry, I'm sleeping on the chat right now.
Let's do it. Let's just.
Or does own
okay.
He definitely
Champ Bailey
does like Champ Bailey and Crabtree. Oh, Talib. Quelly. What does that mean?
So that's a rapper.
Oh, sorry.
Shot to Black. No, you get that shot. You how old are you, sir?
25.
25, right? Well, I tried to say at the same time as you. I wanted to say it was 25. I did remember, believe me, whether you believe me or not. I thought you were 25. But yeah, so you may not be familiar with the Black Stars and Reflection Eternal and Quali. You might not know about Quali. But these are old school, early 2000s, late 90s, mid 90s rappers that all of us old head Niner Gang fans really respect. So shout out to the chat right now for bringing up when music was good.
Speaking of rap music, really quick. So what we wanted as Seahawks fans is week 1, Russell comes back, right? We always have somebody new raise the 12th man flag. Everybody was thinking we should have had Future do it. But it didn't happen.
Well, he did do something at one of our games. He did rap at a 49ers game, apparently. But I'm not a big. Yeah, a while back, some while back, there's something going around the internet where he was in the crowd at the 49ers or some shit. I don't know. But just if you Google the picture, I'm sure you can find it. But if he went to the Seahawks stadium when Russell was there, that would have been the biggest slap in the face in history of football, I think.
Well, I tell everybody, Russ came back. We all booed the shit out of him, right? I mean, he wanted to go. Bobby comes back. Bobby gets a standing ovation. Everybody loves him.
Right.
That's just how it goes because Bobby wanted to be here. Russ.
Exactly.
Russ tries to be his own brand. It doesn't work.
I think that's his. But let's not get into the battle of the S's. But I think his wife has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think so too. No touchdowns, Ryan. Actually, DK did have 1 touchdown, but it was in garbage time against you guys. 1 pass was 40 yards on Ward.
He will get,
Oh, that's the guy you were talking about.
Quali. Yeah, that's a song. It's one of his big songs. Ward did give up those every once in a while.
Randy with that many yards and no touchdowns, me is on the safeties. True.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm okay with
Ward was hurt all the time, huh?
We have no Jimmys on this team anymore, and I'm okay with that.
I remember you guys' secondary was banged up was it 2 years ago? You guys had like Josh Norman in the secondary and stuff.
Don't remind me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys have been battling injuries in the secondary for a while, I think now, right?
We battle injuries at every position for the last going on 7 years now. So
yeah, I've kind of noticed. But Steve Supremo. Where did raising the flag come from? It started in 2002 when the stadium opened.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it started in 2002 when the stadium opened. We retired the number 12 in 1984 for the fans. And then it just started in 2002. We have somebody raise the flag before every game, right before kickoff. Gets the crowd pretty pumped up before the game, not going to lie. Especially, we've had some huge names, raise that 12-man flag. It's been cool.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I guess anytime that we're in your stadium, I'm probably trying to look at as little about the stadium as possible, and just get wait for the game to start. Shout out to Ted. What's up, Ted?
Yeah, what's up, Ted?
Saturday. And then that's cool though. Especially anything that I think gets your crowd excited before a game is automatically a win for that team, and especially when you have the stadium built up the way yours is, and then it picks up a lot of steam. Like you said, it's been going on for 21 years now. Damn, I didn't even realize that. So it's something that probably will stay with your team forever, I would assume, and always be like a cloud over that incoming road team.
Yeah, and it's awesome too because everybody gets pumped up. Usually, I have a celebrity or an ex-player do it. Dwight Schrute did it against the Jets last year. I thought that was pretty funny. He's from Seattle.
He's from
Bro.
Dwight Schrute. Can you
from the Office?
From where? You're old enough. The Office. Well, I don't. When you said the name Dwight, like when you say Dwight to me, normally that's the first thing I think of is The Office. But when you hit me with his last name, it fucked me up. I was like, who's that? Your old offensive tackle or some shit? I was about to say no, but yeah, like my kids love. Well, my oldest son now loves Office. He's 18 years old.
Yeah,
it's just time eternal, man. The Office is just that shit. And yes, Dwight doing your flag. And I could definitely see him being from Seattle. Well, of course, The Office was in Seattle. So, damn, okay. I didn't know he was also from Seattle. That's kind of even more cool for Dwight Schrute. Him doing your flag raise is definitely awesome.
Bro, so before the game, me and my friends, we had a few beers. Like I took one of my best friend, like high school friends, and he's not a big football fan, right? But we're friends through other stuff like Jeeping and stuff like that. And we actually work together. We've been best friends forever. He was the best man at my wedding. But usually doesn't go to the game with me. So I took him. So we got pretty tuned up before the game, right? And we're in the we're in the event center. And we're just walking by and fucking Dwight Schrute just walks right by us. And I was like, dude, I swear to God, that was
Under Mifflin?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
and then he was walking up to this little stage. He was doing an interview before the game. And I was like, dude, I think that was Dwight.
I probably would have lost my shit if it would have been me. I would have just died laughing just seeing him, to be honest with you.
Well, I couldn't handle his undivided attention. So
yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that too. Yeah.
Let's see. Good question.
Hopefully everybody's hit that like button for our man Joe. The best. Okay, well, Eric. And I think Ryan shouted out Eric earlier. He said, "Where's Eric?" We have one of the few.
Eric's been in here a couple times. I haven't seen him today. Maybe he slept in. Maybe he tuned in last night.
maybe he's a little overdrawn from last night. So
6 hours, dude. That was crazy.
Y'all was doing work. Every time I went on to YouTube, it was still showing live last night. I was like, my man Ryan handling business.
My wife kept texting me. She was like, "Are you still on there?" I was like, "Yeah, I swear to
We're
God,
having fun." No, we have some pretty great Niner ladies. Shout out to our Niner ladies. What's up, ladies? Some of the ladies just don't understand how fun this can be. Now, like you said, your wife is texting you. You've been doing it for 6 hours, so it's like you may have other things to do. So it may, other things going on in our lives and stuff like that. And now our man Ted right here saying, "Go ahead."
She just wanted me to go to bed, but my wife's awesome. Like, huge shout out to her. This wouldn't. I mean, I couldn't have made it. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have made this room with a lot of women. They'd be like, "No, you're not making a Seahawks room."
That's my point. Is that not everybody understands, but obviously a lot of our wives or girlfriends probably do, because this takes up a lot of time. And then, like Ted in the comments saying right now, he has some rare weekend free time. So it's this is a actual thing that we're all really doing, and it does take up your time. It takes you away from doing other things. We have a lot of great ladies Niners content creators, and they seem to understand that this is just freaking fun for us.
Yeah, and Ryan's actually going on. I believe, Ryan, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but he'll be on at 3 o'clock with Jess, I think her name is, from East Coast Red and Cold.
East Coast.
So I didn't want to mess the name.
You got it. You're on.
But yeah, I think Ryan will be on there at 3, so make sure to go check that out.
Please, folks, please check that out today on both channels or whichever channel they're going to have it on. But look for it. That's No Border Sports here in the comments.
And also, if any of you guys ever need anything made, like you see behind me, I kind of messed up because I think it's kind of made for a one-person deal because some of the faces. But Ryan's really good at this stuff. If anybody needs anything made, you could DM him and everything like that. So.
And it is at 3 p.m.
Yeah, 3 p.m. But is there anything else you want to cover?
I don't have anything specific. I just want to cover how much I appreciate you having me on. I know we've been trying to do it for a couple of weeks, so thank you for being patient with me, man. Just like I said, got a lot of shit going and rolling right now. But
everybody does.
We all do. So like Ted said, you got some rare time here on a Saturday morning. So I'm very glad I got to get on with you. Sincerely, you are awesome at this. And I know you said to go back what you said at the beginning. You took you a while to try to do it. To anybody that's trying to do this or sees this stream later on or whatever, just do it. Just do it the first time. It took me a long time of watching Grant Cone burning up inside and wanting to get on and do my own. Until the day that he pissed me off to the highest point of pistivity. And I just grabbed my phone and went live. And now, almost 2 years later, I'm on here with you. So thank you for having me, sincerely. I'd love to do it again with you sometime. My internet is very bad, I want to tell you. So that's one thing. And I hope a lot of my friends know. That's why I don't carry them on my show. It's much easier for me to be on someone else's channel right now. I'm trying to work on that.
No biggie.
But I would love to have you on with me. I will be doing on a show next Saturday for sure. But that's not going to be football related. That's my other passion. So wrestling. We'll be doing WrestleMania. Well, yeah, WrestleMania. My sons and I. So, but my son is going to carry the stream.
Ryan told me you're into that stuff. Is that WrestleMania next weekend?
Next freaking weekend. I cannot believe 2 days.
They do that on Peacock now too, right? You don't even have to pay for the pay-per-view, right?
It's on the cock, as I say. I stole that from Jim Cornette. I gotta give him his credit. Yeah, it's on the Peacock app. $5 and you can watch WrestleMania. So I feel blessed. So yeah, I'll be doing a live stream with that. I don't know if I'll be doing any football ones randomly throughout the week. You might catch me with Ryan this week sometime, or I could end up being on Ted's, whatever. And that's usually in the middle of the day. You never know. But I just appreciate you having me on, man. And hopefully, if you're not busy next Saturday, you can come through our comments or even on the camera for a second and say what's up.
What's the card? What's the card looking like? Enlighten us.
The card is shit. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Hey, look at that commercial on TV right now. On the cock. That's the timing was. I'm not kidding. Right now, that's what the yes. Commercial just came on. So, there's a lot of matches. We got the Usos going up against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, breaking up that storyline. Yeah, so the bloodline's probably going to fall. Next weekend. The world's pissed about that.
They still have the titles.
They do still have the titles. They won't probably after next weekend. Then you got Omos, big Omos, a 7'4" Nigerian. Going up against Brock Lesnar. We got Rey Mysterio finally hit his little son in the mouth last night.
I didn't even know he had a son.
Night. Well, I know he had a son since his son was 8 years old. Okay, my man Joe, because his son was on wrestling when he was 8, pretending like Eddie Guerrero was his father.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that little story.
And now the boy, he's come full circle. So Rey and Dominic are going to have a match. Probably going to be the last match for Rey Mysterio. I know we got ladies. We got Rhea Ripley, that sexy Australian broad, going up against Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter. We got Bianca Belair. That's my wife, by the way.
Yo, is Sasha Banks?
Fuck you, Montez Ford.
Sasha Banks?
She's in New Japan. She's in Japan.
Oh, dude, that's my girl on wrestling.
You like Sasha?
I like Sasha Banks.
The boss? Yeah, the boss. Yeah. The boss, Sasha, yeah. She's too big of a boss for the WWE. She had to strike out on her own. I respect her for that. So she went to Japan to wrestle.
Okay.
So yeah, come through next weekend, man. I'd appreciate that.
Yo, you ever watch those Royal Rumbles?
Every single one that they've had, all 36 of them.
That's the only one where I will sit there and I will literally just watch the whole thing. I like those ones. Those are cool.
I don't think we because we talked about that time. It's probably only been about a month that we've known each other. So back in January, you need to go watch that, brother. We already did our live stream on that. So yeah, I watched the last Royal Rumble that just happened back in January. It was a good one. We live streamed that as well, my sons and I.
Did you by chance watch the Ryan show at all last night?
I caught you bits and pieces of yes. I did. You guys said, I think it was, I saw at one point y'all had about eight fools on there just keeping each other up. Yes.
Yeah. One point, this guy, Beto, or Beto, sorry.
Shout out to Beto. Yep.
Came on. He had this logo that said losers on it, and it looked like a Raiders logo. And David Corona thought that he was a Raiders fan. He just started talking shit to him.
Ouch.
Came in, and then Beto started interrogating Corona last night. It was really funny, and I just sat there.
No, Beto is a Niner through and through. And yes, exotic. Yeah. Cody's winning exotic. I'm sorry. Shout out to that. Yeah, Cody's winning. There's people trying to say that Roman Reigns does not need to keep that belt for another fucking day. He doesn't even work. But yes, y'all were doing work last night, and I'm sure Beto did some work on that guy who David Corona. It sounds familiar. Shout out to David Corona.
He's this funny guy. He's always on with them. He's always on his phone. It's funny.
What talking about.
But yeah, man. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, this is great for me.
Make sure to go follow Platform246 on YouTube if you haven't yet, and hopefully we'll talk soon. And you guys have a good night or day. All right.
Absolutely. Y'all be safe.
All right. Take it easy.